moving forward, your way of communication is making me feel really unseen. I don't feel acknowledged. I don't feel heard. And honestly, it makes me want to shut down and back away. And I don't want to do that. Is there something that we can do about the way that you receive my communication? Like the other day when I was having the conversation with the person that was like, I said, can you tell me what you heard me say? And they were like, I hate when you ask me that. I could have said, Negro, what is your problem? Like what you doing? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you so angry? Or I could have been like, okay, I could have been dismissive. But instead, because ultimately the result that I want is to have peace with everybody that I'm in connection to, what I said was, what could I say differently so that you get the point of what it like, so that we can get on the same page and we figured it out together. So are we listening to solve the problem, or is this you versus me? What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that button below so you are subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Now, y'all already know you have completely changed the way that we have curated our show because y'all are actually taking genuine interest in what it is that we're talking about, the questions that you submit, and the opinions that you have about what we have to say about the questions in the first place. So without further ado, we're going to jump into another questions episode. We got Anissa on the mic. What's up, baby?
What's up, Sarah?
Yes, we got shot by Anissa. Check her out on Instagram. Shot with a camera, not a gun. And we also got Who is Kenny V? What's up, man?
Who? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Who's Kenny V back at it again because it's giving.
Let's go. It's giving. Creative director, producer of the year over here at the show. And without further ado, Anissa, honey, baby, child.
We have questions.
We starting with questions?
Yes.
Okay.
We have so many questions.
Should we let them know to ask questions too in the chat?
Yes. If we're live, please ask all of the questions. Our last live show was lit.
Our last live show was lit. If you guys have any questions, and Kenny, as you see Facebook and YouTube, if you see a good question over there, let us know if you want to chime in and say that question as well, because ultimately this is all about y'all. Am I on 3 or 1?
Right now you're on.
This is about y'all. This is about what you guys want. This is about where you guys want to lead this conversation. But ultimately, I think it's just real, raw, dynamic conversations with the intention of healing and ultimately becoming those high value masculine or feminine people.
Are we ready?
Oh, I was born ready, baby.
Yes. Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Do you believe men and women have a false sense of abundance of dating options?
Yes.
What? That was such a quick answer.
Yeah. I think social media has made people feel like everybody wants to date me. Do you see how many likes I got on my picture? Do you see how many people are in my DMs? But interest doesn't necessarily mean value. Just because someone is interested in you doesn't mean they necessarily value you, or they actually want to date you. They might just want to smash you. So if we're honest about what it is, most people are getting a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean that they're getting a lot of respect. And you've really got to be able to discern the difference. And until you do that, you'll have a super inflated sense of how many people want you and desire you. And the truth is, there aren't that many people that truly value you. They think they do.
I honestly don't see why people in the world, or a lot of people, I'm not going to say a general statement, but some people need like everybody to like them, everybody to value them. I don't understand it, because that's just not going to happen.
It's human.
Is it? Or is that delusion?
I mean, it's both. I think we're raised to want to be, the cool kid, the popular kids, because those are the people that get the most attention. Those are the people that get the most respect. Those are the people that get the most opportunities, the cool kids, the attractive kids, all of that. And so if you've never had it, 1, that's a whole other conversation. But 2, once you start to get it, you don't want to lose it.
Do you feel like the more options you have, the more valuable you have? I mean, the more valuable you are. That's what I mean. I'm sorry.
No, because there's a lot of men with a lot of money that are absolute trash people, but have a ton of options because they're rich.
That's a bar.
Yeah. And I think that there are a lot of beautiful women that have a ton of options, but don't have the character to substantiate it. And so they could still sleep with or temporarily date, some really great options because of the illusion of how they look might actually match their character. And that's usually not the case.
That's a really good answer. I feel complete with that.
Okay, great.
This is another great question. I'm not going to answer that. That wasn't the question I was looking at.
I'm looking at questions too.
Is it wrong if a man sets a spending limit on a woman when in a relationship?
Like an allowance? I don't think that's wrong. I think that's normal.
I don't think. Speak for yourself, first thing. Second thing is I wouldn't say an allowance because I think you have to work towards an allowance.
You do. You're a wife or a girlfriend, and that's work.
Okay.
I don't know.
So in your eyes, what is a good spending limit?
It depends on the person. It depends on the person. Mm-hmm. Now, I've told you, I've had my man give me thousands of dollars, and I've spent 300. Like I don't need a lot because I feel like I kind of already have. Mm-hmm. I have everything that I need, more than everything that I need, and most of what I want. So I'm not really much of a spender. My spending is on other people.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree to that. You are very selfless, and I've seen you do things for everybody else first.
Thank you.
That's commendable.
Thank you.
I promise you it is. All right. We have so many questions.
Okay. Well, come on. Let's see what we got.
Let's see. What just happened?
Guys, if you are listening, please send this video to 10 of your friends. Actually, I'm gonna send this video to 10 of my friends. Boom, 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 boom. Just the
send
top
it to
one.
Everybody.
Boom, 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 boom. Dang, I got a lot of people on here that I'm just gonna keep going. Sheesh. Yeah. Okay, maybe not you, but definitely you.
I like that question. Yeah, this is gonna be a great one.
Which one?
Why can't men treat women that dress super sexy like a lady?
Ask me again, please.
I said, why can't men treat women like ladies if they dress super sexy?
I don't want to say the first thing that came to my mind.
Please say the first thing that comes to your mind. Say the thing.
The thing is, if you dress like a hoe, I'm going to treat you like a hoe. If you dress like the UPS man, I expect you to deliver the mail. If you dress like a doctor, I expect you to do surgery. If you dress like a hoe, I'm going to treat you like a hoe. It's like you dress for the occupation that you have. And if you want to be scantily clad, that's fine. It just warrants more attention than respect. So the question is, what is the end result that you want? And I'll tell you this right now. I don't care what anybody says. I have a lot of high value, high earning, masculine men in my life. Okay. A lot of them, like multimillionaires, single, happy, know who they are, certain, in purpose, on purpose. Some of them are married, all of the things. Some of them have girlfriends. I have the whole spectrum, right? Mm-hmm. Genuine friendships with these people. Some are mentors, I won't lie. Some of them are mentors as well. I will tell you right now, the less clothing that a woman has on is the higher chance of disqualification for a high value, high earning, masculine man for the long term. Now, they'll take you for the night.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll take you for a couple weeks, maybe a month. You might get a trip. And if that's all you want, then that's great. But if you actually want to be loved and valued by this type of man, you can't dress. You just can't. You don't get to do certain things. You just don't. You don't.
Do you feel like that's a sense of control?
No,
I don't.
I feel like it's a sense of respect. It goes back to exclusivity. If everybody can see it, what is special about it? In this day and age, people are walking outside with lingerie on and Air Maxes on. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a good sexy number. Okay, I do. I love a good like, ooh
la la.
I am feeling myself. I'm a cleavage girl, you know, but you can't do both.
The cleavage be cleavage.
It be out, you know, but you got to choose. You can't have legs out and chest out. You know, you can't and midriff out. I mean, you can, but you're disqualifying yourself from really attracting and calling in a high value masculine man. They don't want that. It's too easy. I mean, they'll take it. Don't get me wrong, but they won't keep it.
I agree. I agree.
Kenny, I got to ask you because you're a man. What's your answer? That the question is, why won't a man treat you like a lady if you dress overly sexy?
I think it also comes down to the man himself, though, because a man will still respect a woman regardless of what they're wearing.
I don't agree.
I don't agree with that either.
I would respect the woman. Like, she's still a woman. She still dress how she wants to dress, whether it's super business casual or she's like sexy, raunchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's still a level of respect. Still going to talk to you the same way. Still going to, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're saying disrespectful, where it's like, okay, well, I'd rather wife her and only keep you around like a little hoe.
Yeah.
That respect level is different for sure.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
For sure. If in that sense.
Yeah.
Not respectful talking, hanging out, whatever. It could still be a respect level.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Right. I meant more towards
like, I'm
that.
going to treat you like a human.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not going to disrespect you
exactly.
for no reason.
Yeah, more towards that realm. But
Yeah.
like, if we're talking about let's take things seriously, yeah, it's going to be very different.
Ain't no way.
No way. Because it's like you're giving yourself out visually to the whole world and you're expecting me to feel exclusive about it. That's not the case.
Yeah, and I honestly feel like it's so funny. I actually saw a video on YouTube, or maybe it was on Instagram. I don't know. I saw one of these videos, and the video was literally a man out with his girlfriend, and he was it looked like Miami. You know, he had the button down shirt. I don't actually know where they were. She was wearing a lace completely see-through bodysuit. Except like right on her crotch area was like solid red so that you didn't see the lips of her kitty. And right here slightly covered her nipples. I think that's what she was wearing. I might be mixing videos, but I'm pretty sure that's what he's wearing. And one of these men walked up to him and he said, "Does it bother you that your girl dresses like this?" And first she answered the question. She said, "No, if he doesn't like the way I dress, then why would he be with me?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I love that my girl is sexy and she's confident." That's not confident. Confidence doesn't need attention. Confidence wants respect. You know, confidence, attention is like, I don't need it. I don't need you to look at me. But that's screaming, look at me. So when I see those, I'm like, what are you overcompensating for?
Yeah. Shantae commented. Hey, Shantae girl.
Hey, girl.
She says she disagrees because her husband loves her dressing sexy.
But Shantae, your sexy is different.
Yeah.
You aren't all the way out there.
She's not.
She's not.
We love a good crop top and a little skirt. We love that.
Yeah, we love a good lace number. Your whole body's not naked though. It's not nipple covers and a crotch cover in public. It's just, I've never seen that.
Somebody asked Kenny, so you believe that women inherently should receive respect just because they're women?
I think all people should receive
Yeah, I believe
respect.
all people deserve respect. It just all comes down to, like, if you're disrespecting me intensely or the people around me and stuff, now I see what kind of person you are. Then you lost respect. I'm not going to sit around and be like, oh, I respect you. Like, it's just a foundation that I believe people deserve respect.
Yeah.
Until you show otherwise.
I guess it kind of goes into what is your perception of sexy? Like, what does sexy mean to you? Because a lot of people can be sexy and still be covered. A lot of people.
I think I dress sexy.
You do.
I think I dress very sexy, but I think it's classy sexy. I'll have an ab showing, you know, I'll have a deep plunging neckline. I will have thighs out. Like,
yes.
Your girl will, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being sexy. I'm saying scantily clad is not going to attract a high value masculine man. Now, I will say there are caveats because we most recently did a podcast with a pretty cool guy. And inside of that, if you're like, as an example, Shantae who answered, Shantae is in the entertainment industry. It's a different kind of sexy over there. Her husband is in the entertainment industry. That's completely different. They make music. Look at how Beyonce dresses on stage versus how she is outside of stage, right? So I think that there is a level of sexy. And then I also think that there's a level of like, cover it up.
Yeah.
Put it away. If what you want is a high value masculine man, that's what I'm saying. Because ultimately that's what I'm going back to, right? If you want a high value feminine woman, men, you got to come correct too. Do your nails.
I mean, I agree.
Groom yourself.
Say that again, because a lot of men think that getting like their nails manicured and like their feet pedicured, like just taking care, they think that's so gay. And I'll be like, why are y'all so stupid? Please I don't want claws on me.
Yeah.
Manicure yourself.
Yeah. I feel like, and you don't even have to do the buff shine, but like, clean hands. Clean hands are nice. Clean feet are nice. Make your bed. Smell good.
Yeah.
Be groomed, essentially. And for women too. You got to take care of yourself. Anyway.
Celeste says hi.
Hi, my love. It's my besties on.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a good question.
Okay.
Why do women expect men to cheat, why do women expect men to cheat, but men don't expect women to cheat?
Say it one more time.
Why do women expect men to cheat, but men don't expect women to cheat?
I don't expect men to cheat.
That's the question.
I expect a cheater to cheat. That's what I expect. And I expect myself to do better inside of vetting the people to really like learn that person. Because I do think there are people that are completely loyal and faithful in their relationship. And some of it is because of laziness. And some of it is because of integrity. And some of it is because, energy, style, whatever it is. They have something to lose. That's another thing. I can't date anybody that doesn't have something to lose. It's not ideal,
Yeah.
And going back to why men don't, I think women, honestly, a lot of women are better cheaters.
We are.
Because men
are stupid.
That's what this is what I'm saying. Women, am I here? Ladies, when you have tapped into your divine feminine, we are some of the most masterful orchestrators of all time. And some may call it manipulative, and some may call it contravance. Ultimately, it is you can have whatever it is that you want to have in life, in relationships, in love, when you orchestrate. And it's just the truth, And I feel like most of us don't take advantage of that. It's like you literally have a magic genie in a bottle, but you don't want to let the genie out. Why?
That's a great question. Can you explain to me what contravance means? I've heard you say that so many times.
Yeah, contravance is the positively connotated word of manipulation. Instead of they're both strategic though. I'm inspiring you to want to do XYZ. Manipulation is where you're moving parts in a certain way to get a certain end result. Contravance is when you're inspiring the moving parts to move themselves to get a certain result.
Isn't contravance just the way we're supposed to be?
I think I use contravance. But let's go to the dictionary. Because you know me.
Yes.
Here we go. Contravance. The use of skill to bring something about or create something. A device, especially in literary. No, not that one. Oh, that's it. The other is for literary reasons, but essentially literary or artistic composition, which gives a sense of artificiality. To create. Okay, so it's the use of skill to bring something together to create something. So you're bringing everything together. Let's look up the definition of manipulation.
Ooh.
Manipulate, handle, or control. That's the difference. Yep. Typically in a skillful manner. You see my face? It's a good thing I use my powers for good and not bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it could be
bad.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Control or influence a person or situation cleverly, unfairly, or unscrupulously.
That's a word, unscrupulously. I can't even say that.
Yeah,
word.
it's a tough one to say. So 2 is more negatively connotated, but the first one, handle or control, typically in a skillful manner, it's the same as contravance. 1 is just, this is what I think the difference is. When you manipulate, you are doing all the movement. That's where control comes in. It's more controlling. Whereas contravance is more inspiring them to move themselves. You know?
Yeah.
Both are orchestrating.
Yeah. But one is inspiration and one is like control. We're here. I love that for us.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good one.
Okay.
Why can't men say how they truly feel without hurting to women?
I think that most men, I think that women have a beautiful opportunity to create much more of a safe space for men. I also think that men get to be okay with the fact that they don't have all the answers and they don't know everything. And sometimes they make the wrong choices and sometimes they take bumps and bruises, and that's okay. You know, like that's okay. It's fine. And I think that, they think they'll be looked at as less than if they
are vulnerable. And I think that's so sad because it's the world that makes men believe that they can't open up. I can't be with a man that can't be vulnerable with me. I can't. Like, if you, like, I respect men's tears so much because I can only imagine, when was the last time you cried? You know, let me kiss your tears away, baby. I'm here. Like, talk to me. What's up? I don't understand what toxic characteristic made it seem like men's tears equals weakness. Well, not so weakness, but incapability. Like, just because I'm crying, that means I'm not man enough for you anymore.
I don't know. I think I'm one of the strongest people I know. Like, I really think my capacity for things that go wrong is just so next level and next worldly. And I'm the biggest crier you might ever meet.
I've seen you cry many times. I have, but I respect it because I'm a crier too. And also, I'm one of the strongest people. I probably am the strongest person that I know outside of my mom. But man, you gonna get these tears, baby. You gonna get these tears.
We gonna cry.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
But this is the thing. I think that now also my role in that is knowing that if I cry, I'm so in integrity with myself. You can't call me anything that I haven't already called myself. So I don't care. Like, what are you going to say? Oh, you're such a crybaby. One time I was watching Crazy Rich Asians in Canada with 2 of my nieces. Actually, no, 3 of my nieces. Shout out to Silas, Savion, and Brooklyn.
Hey, Silas, girl.
Hey, y'all. And we were sitting in my parents' basement in the theater room or the TV room or whatever you call it. And we're all on the sofa. And there's this part in Crazy Rich Asians. And anyone that does their best, I'm crying. I'm just so proud.
Crazy Rich Asians?
Oh, it's such a beautiful movie.
That's a movie?
Yeah, it's so good.
I wouldn't know.
And we're watching the movie and there's this wedding. And when the wedding happens, I'm like, I'm in shambles, literally shambles. So while I'm in shambles, secretly trying to wipe away my tears, my nieces are all looking at me like, and then there's one on this side. And they were like, Auntie, are you crying? I was like,
yeah,
I am. And I love it because it's literally like, there ain't no shame in my game. I'm proud of these people. Or videos like, and that'll be the day. If we ever do response videos of people doing their best, it's over for me. Or when people speak with conviction, it's over for me. When Moana has me in a chokehold.
You know what movie does it for me? Inside Out.
Oh, I cried. The second one though,
I'm scared to watch it.
I shed a tear.
Really?
Yeah.
What used to trigger me was like military parents coming home to see their kids for the first time. That has me in, oh my God. Don't ever send that stuff to me
I'm
because
gonna find a video and send one tonight.
why would you do that? You know what? I need a good cry. We'll be all right.
A little cry never hurt nobody. I love a good cry, to be honest.
Somebody asked you.
Where
did it go?
Thank you.
In your observation,
yes.
Why is it that most women can come with nothing, but men have to come with everything?
That's not true.
Yeah, it's not true, but that's his perspective.
But you know what I will say? That's not the truth that I believe. I believe that tangibly, men have to come with way more, but intangibly, women have to come with way more. And the intangibles are way harder than the tangibles. Mm-hmm. So who's working harder? I think that, in order for a man to really get the type of woman that he wants, yes, you do have to be successful mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, and energetically. Yeah. But I know that a lot of women will settle for just financially. And that sucks. But a lot of men use that as a crutch.
That is true.
Like, oh, this is enough. No, it's not.
Because they define their worth in their network.
Yeah.
But that's because the world made it seem like men are only valuable if they got money.
And they make it seem like women are only valuable if they're beautiful.
Yikes.
It's just the truth. That's why beauty is a part of being high value for a masculine man, because the first thing that they look for is physical.
So there's a follow-up question.
Okay.
Somebody asked, so what do you think about a man that is emotionally embarrassed because his emotions are as sensitive of a woman because he grew up around all women with no male figure in his life?
What is he embarrassed about?
Just being vulnerable, like just being more emotional than the next man. Honestly, I feel like that's where I don't necessarily believe in toxic masculinity. I think that's just masculine men that are toxic. I don't think toxic masculinity is a thing. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I encourage men to not be emotional like women, because that's a little too much, right? But if you are more emotional than the next, like gridiron gang man, I think that you're stronger, because I feel like I've dated men who weren't emotionally unavailable. They couldn't be vulnerable. And it is the most, just throw the whole man away. Like, seriously, like why don't you just date men if you don't want to open yourself up to me emotionally? If you feel like if you feel like I'm not going to take care of your heart when you open up to me, why are you with me? Because obviously I don't make you feel 100% safe. If I'm with somebody and he's a masculine man, I know that the world, he walks out the door and the whole world is against him. I know the very second he walks back into my presence, it is first the servant heart that I have will never let a man walk in from the world and not check on him. How's your mental health? How are you doing? No, talk to me. Like, what's going on? Like, what's really going on? Because it's an energy. I can feel it. Like something's wrong. And the women who make men feel bad for just being, they don't deserve to be in a relationship. They're ruining great men.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something that you said at the very beginning. What was the initial question? Men being vulnerable? Why can't they be vulnerable? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's not that a man doesn't feel safe with you. It's not that you're not doing enough or you're not a great person. The truth is, we'll only allow ourselves to feel as safe with others as safe as we've made ourselves feel.
Ooh, Sarah.
So if you've never done the work on you, if you've never had the experience of diving into who am I, what's important, what are my core values, what are my core needs, if you've never done any of that, then of course, you won't feel safe with anybody else because you don't feel safe with yourself.
Yeah, you got too many things under your rug that you swept under.
Yeah, and now the rug is a mountain.
Yeah,
there's a whole mountain in your living room.
Yeah,
and so and it's the same thing with trust. It's the same thing with actions, right? That's why they say you teach people how to treat you. I won't stand for a lot of certain things because I and that's another thing with self-love, right? Why I'm such a heavy self-love advocate, guru, whatever you want to call it. I can talk about self-love because I know self-hate and I'm never going back. But I've accepted the parts of myself that I didn't accept about myself.
What does self-hate look like?
Self-hate looks like wronging yourself, guilting yourself, shaming yourself. Self-hate looks like trying to fit into things that you don't fit into. Self-hate looks like seeking validation from others instead of knowing that God gave it to you. Self-hate is anything outside of you telling you what you should be when you already know who you are. Mm-hmm. When who you are never feels like enough. Mm-hmm. That's what self-hate was for me. Like I never felt like I fit in. I was the only Black girl in every grade, you know? And it was like my hair was different. Nobody ever really thought I was pretty like that. It wasn't until I moved to America that I really even started getting attention. Really? I think that's why my spirit is so dope, because most beautiful women are mean. Most beautiful women are shallow. I was not beautiful at all growing up. At least I didn't feel that way. Yeah. Because I didn't get play at all. And of course there's my mom. Sarah, you're so beautiful.
I love your mom.
You're so beautiful. But that doesn't matter. What was raising me and what was telling me what made me beautiful or not was the attention that I was getting from boys at school and the way that girls talked about me. And that didn't say that I was beautiful. Yeah. Then I moved to America.
Yeah. I feel like bullying is at an all-time high in America. I hate it. I hated school because people are just rude and mean, and because they got problems at home, they just want to project their trauma on the other people by just being nasty. And I grew up probably in just as much of a traumatic household as the next, and I never woke up in my life and said, how am I going to make somebody else's life just as miserable as mine? Of course, bullies don't think of it like that, but that's what they're doing. Like, you're miserable, so misery needs company. So you need to make somebody else miserable. So I can never, ever. I've seen like your pictures of when you were a teenager, like you were gorgeous. You are gorgeous. So I just don't understand.
It's just your surroundings. A penguin raised by chickens will think it's supposed to cluck.
Yeah. I feel like people just need to go to counseling, seek the Lord. I don't know. Anywho, are we complete with this question?
I feel complete. Kenny, did you see that message? No, in our text. I'm complete.
Somebody asked, how do you explain soulmate love? Does it have to do anything with nurturing the mind, body, and soul to attract the other half who also cares for their mind, body, and soul to align with your path?
I don't know that I really know what a soulmate is. Like, I think it's one of those things that you hear all the time. Like, you're my soulmate, you're my twin flame, you're my soulmate, but like, I don't know that I've never taken a course on soulmates.
I believe soulmate.
Heads to Google.
We need a Google sponsorship at this point.
Period.
I feel like...
You feel like a soulmate is?
A soulmate is somebody who inherently completes you without trying. Like, I feel like you can have soulmates in any form of relationship, friendship, relationship, and beyond. I feel like we meet our soulmates in friends just as much as we may meet our soulmate in relationships.
This says, a close friend or romantic partner with whom one has a unique, deep connection based on mutual understanding and acceptance. Sounds like a friend.
Nah, so you know how when I hear you say indoor plumbing, and I'm like, it's gonna be big. Like big. When we naturally just sync like that. Yeah. And it's for all things, not just that one statement. Yeah. That's a soulmate. Because it's like, you get me without trying. You understand who I am because you are me in male form.
So have you had one of those? There's 4 types of soulmates, they say.
What? Oh God, read them out.
No, wait, but I want to know, have you ever had a soulmate?
I believe I have. I believe I met my soulmate in friend form and in relationship form. Sometimes, unfortunately, what?
It says it's 4 types.
What are the 4 types?
You were talking, and I really want to hear what you were saying.
No, I was just saying, I do feel like I've met my soulmate in both friendship form and relationship form in a way. Don't give me that look, Sarah, because I know what you're thinking. You don't know if I'm talking about somebody from my past or somebody's currently in my life.
Who are you talking about? What's their name start with?
Girl! You're not about to have me blush on this podcast today. So I believe if friendship goes, I believe like my sister Kayla, she's my soulmate because she understands me on a level that nobody on earth does.
Ah, you're right. This says a soulmate is someone with whom you share immense capability. Deep connections forge soulmates. And while people often see soulmates through a romantic lens as a love story perfect match, soulmates can transcend much more than romantic love. It is possible that your true love, your spouse or romantic partner, is your soulmate, but you can have another or different soulmate like your best friend, mentor, or professional partner. The 4 types of soulmates. Number 1 is best friends. A best friend can be a soulmate. A best friend might be someone you've known since the middle of high school or from an adult friendship. Best friends will foster a deep connection and find it easy and fun to be in each other's presence. Best friends may go on trips together, support one another's families and life goals, and be there in times of difficulty to help each other. Oh my God, this is my soul sister goddess tribe.
I love you. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Celeste said, "Hi, soulmate."
Hi, soulmate. Oh, we're on camera. Here. Hi, soulmate. Okay, and then karmic soulmates. A karmic soulmate will come into your life to teach you something, to provide a need. Each person may bring particular skills to the table in this soulmate connection, but both unite in a shared vision. I think this is every one of my exes. Like they all taught me a lesson. Thank you and goodbye. You know what I mean?
I feel like I've met a karmic soulmate a lot of times, now that I think about it.
Okay. And then you have life partners, soulmates. A life partner, a spouse or significant other, can be a romantic soulmate. This soulmate relationship usually entails building a home and a family together. Unconditional love is a marker of this kind of soulmate. Okay, we already knew that one. And the 4th one is twin flames. A twin flame connection describes a relationship in which each person sees a part of themselves in each other. Twin flames might share specific qualities, passions, or insecurities. Twin flame love can be platonic, emotional, romantic, intellectual, or a combination. Damn. Sometimes it is an artistic collaborator, mentor, or standalone friend with whom you share a deep bond. So soulmate is pretty deep, but I have soulmates, and I just learned that just now.
That's a great question. Okay. So this is another good question.
Okay.
It goes back to men being vulnerable with their women.
Oh, they were asking a lot of that.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of, especially high value masculine men that are in the top 1%, they don't have a lot of time to be vulnerable, or they don't see the need, or they feel like because they have so much achievement and they did this all on their own, like vulnerability is like the last on their list because they're strong and they see vulnerability as weak and they have a problem with being weak. And I feel like there's strength in your weakness.
Oh, for sure.
But a lot of men don't think that.
In your vulnerability, not in your weakness.
Well,
weakness don't have no strength.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like when you are strong enough to when you are strong enough to be vulnerable, because vulnerability is weak. Yeah. Being weak, I feel like everybody who can do that is strong.
Yeah.
Anybody who can be like, this is me. I believe that
strong.
That's strong, and there's nothing weak about it.
Period.
More questions.
Okay.
So many more questions.
Okay.
Somebody asked, when your partner tells you how they feel, why do you think the first instinct is to not validate how they feel?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's kind of a wonky question, but I like the question. When your partner tells you how they feel.
Yeah.
Why isn't your first instinct? Why is your first instinct and something else other than validating how they feel?
Because I think we are bred to be defensive instead of to understand. I just had this conversation not too long ago. I was having a conversation we were actually having a pretty heated disagreement, to be honest. And inside of the disagreement, I said, can you tell me what you heard me say? And they were like, I hate when you ask me that question because I'm not a kid. And I was like, okay, what is a different way that I could say it where you don't feel like a kid? Because it's not that it's not that I know that you heard what I said, but based on our filters and our lenses and our experiences, what I said may not have been what you heard.
Yeah, your perception may be different.
Yeah. So I just maybe we can say, can we get on the same page? So now we've actually shifted that to, can we get on the same page? And then now we know what I heard you say was, so now we've learned that about each other, because me saying, that was a learning lesson for me and for them. Because it doesn't work for me to say it that way, because in their mind, they're like, my mom used to say, what did I say? And I'm like, I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying, what did you hear me say? Because that's what I've learned to do in seminars and effective communication and all of these ways of making sure your partners, you guys are repeating to each other and mirroring conversation. But that's what I've learned, but that wasn't effective with them. So I think that it's important for you to try to understand the person that you communicate with instead of defending the point that you have. But we live in a world where most people are just defending the points that they have.
Yeah. You can learn more about all of effective communication to your man in our ebook. Sarah, you didn't mention the ebook yet.
Oh my God, we have an ebook, guys. It's called 10 Steps on How to Be a High Value Feminine Woman. And we sat down and we had a whole, look, I'm just going to talk directly to y'all. Look, guys, we sat down and we talked about 10 really simple steps that you can start to implement immediately. Anissa helped. We transcribed the videos. We did the things. We added a bonus video. We have the actual ebook, which is so beautiful. Shout out to you, Anissa. You did that.
Thank you, girl.
You did that.
We did that.
And literally, it's just a fire product. Like, I literally went back and watched it myself and I was like, that's good, high key. But it is an intro to finding your femininity. So if you are a woman that wants to be more feminine so that you can call in or attract in that high value masculine man, then you're definitely going to want to check out that book. Kenny, if you can put the link, you can either go to MsSarahFontenot.com or you can do the link. Kenny, I hope you put the link in there.
Yep, it should be pinned right now.
Yeah, it's pinned. I see it.
The link is?
It's in there. I don't know if you can click on the... Okay, yeah.
Look, I'm gonna put it. Oh, never mind. I can't put it on this phone because I don't have WordBoard on this phone. Okay.
All right, we got a couple good questions.
Okay.
We have a lot of good questions. All these questions are good. This one comes from our girl Athena. Okay. Hey, Athena girl.
Hey, girl. I mean,
you want to? Oh, okay. Athena's in the audience, y'all. Right. Oh Lord, we don't want to get you in trouble with your man. Right.
Okay, so don't ask Athena's question. Ask a different question.
We're not gonna ask Athena's question.
Ask somebody else's question.
So
that girl in there named Alyssa.
Yeah.
Ask Alyssa girl. We like that question.
Ask that question.
What if you have a dismissive partner who thinks you're too sensitive?
But what is the question? What do you do with that?
Yeah, like how do you navigate that?
That's really tough because they have to understand that they're being dismissive. And they have to be willing to enough to get themselves out of the way and not, because they're shutting down for a reason, right? For whatever reason. So I guess two things come up for me. Oftentimes when people start shutting down, being dismissive or stonewalling, as they call it, is because they might feel criticized.
Just criticize. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Django.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That is literally one reason why people shut down or they're dismissive. The other reason is a lack of emotional awareness on their part or emotional regulation. So if it's a 2-part thing, you both have work to do. If it's a 1-part thing on either side, each one of you have work to do. But being dismissive is really hard because now the other partner is left to feel disregarded, is left to feel unwanted, not desired, not cared for, loved, seen, heard, or acknowledged. And that's a lot to have to process in one moment. So I think that ultimately you've got to get really clear on the standard that you're going to allow inside of your relationship because relationships are already hard, they're already tough. And there's nothing tougher than feeling like you're in it by yourself, So I think that I would just really have that conversation, like moving forward, if you need to take a moment to, and this is corrective versus critical, right? We have this in the book.
Right.
Moving forward, your way of communication is making me feel really unseen. I don't feel acknowledged. I don't feel heard. And honestly, it makes me want to shut down and back away. And I don't want to do that. Is there something that we can do about the way that you receive my communication? Like the other day when I was having the conversation with the person that was like, I said, can you tell me what you heard me say? And they were like, I hate when you ask me that. I could have said, Negro, What is your problem? Like what you doing? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you so angry? Or I could have been like, okay, I could have been dismissive. But instead, because ultimately the result that I want is to have peace with everybody that I'm in connection to, what I said was, what could I say differently so that you get the point of what it like, so that we can get on the same page and we figured it out together. So are we listening to solve the problem, or is this you versus me? Because I don't want that.
Somebody said conversations go a long way because it has to be more than just addressing how you feel. How does a conversation where someone is always defensive and attack make you feel? Like, it's just not ideal. It isn't. I feel like, I don't think I've ever had a dismissive partner before. I mean, I don't remember a lot of my past life because self-preservation, but just being honest.
Me too.
Yeah, like, once I start to feel like you're being dismissive, I'm ready to jump ship. Like, I feel like I've been through so much in my life. I don't have a lot of capacity to deal with your BS. I'll be ready to, like, and I know that may be wrong. That could be very avoidant attachment.
It's giving avoidant.
Because it's just like, okay, because, like, listen, I don't got time. I don't have time for the abuse, because it's abuse. Like, regardless of how you want to flip it. Yeah, it's abuse on both sides. So it's just like, I get kind of, what's the word? Zoned out. Like, I forget that, relationship takes work. We need to talk this out. I'm like, you know what? I'm out. Like, I'm out. Because at some point we have to be old enough to know how to effectively communicate, but that's just the Lulu for me to think so.
No, it's not the Lulu. I feel like that's the lack in today's day and age. And that's the challenge, right? The challenge is, are you willing to unlearn what you've known your whole life? Because most of us haven't learned to be the most effective communicators. Most of us haven't learned to compromise. Most of us haven't learned to bring value. Hell, most of us haven't even really learned how to be in a relationship for real.
That's true.
That's with the intention of marriage. That's true. We've learned to just be selfish, especially in 2024. We've learned to be entitled. We've learned to money over, over everything. We've learned a lot of things that are not good for the good of the colony, So I think that ultimately you get to choose whether you're going to subscribe to what society is doing or if you're going to do something different on your own.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I just feel like, I'm one of the people who had to learn how to communicate. I grew up, well, you know my story. I grew up in a very yelling household. And
I shut down when there's yelling.
Do you?
Yeah, I don't do well with yelling. But my shutdown isn't a shutdown like, my shutdown is like, you switch your tone immediately. Because now my energy starts to what starts to happen is I start to fall into my masculine. When people start yelling, there's a whole new version of Sarah that starts to pop out. My neck starts to get hot. Now I'm in fight or flight.
Yeah.
So what happens is, before the dragon
comes
or
out.
2009 Sarah comes out, I get quiet, but the energy is there.
So there's more than just fight and flight. There's fight, flight, fawn, and freeze.
Yeah,
right.
There is.
And I didn't realize that you can be multiple ones at once. I'm a fight person. Like, my biggest pet peeve is when you 0 to 10 game banging on bacon with me, and I just open my eyes like, why are you coming at me crazy? And it's a brand new day. That is, you want to see me go from fire breathing dragon, or from calm Manisa to fire breathing dragon? Come at me crazy, unwarranted. Even if you have a reason, just don't come at me crazy, because I'm instantly triggered. So it's just like, I don't, oh Lord, I just can't.
Yeah, I get it. I literally, I don't do well with yelling. I feel like we just have to, ultimately, this goes back to, we have to be emotionally regulated. I don't feel like there's anything effective about yelling, unless you just want to hit people where it hurts. Because I've also done that very intentionally. But it's not, like, when I go off, which isn't very often, but if I do, and even when I do, it's very calm. I will very calmly tell you all about yourself and read you for filth.
Yeah, make you want to put your hands on me, for sure.
Yeah, but they would never.
I know, but I'm saying, like, I can fight just as much with my mouth as I can with my fist. Pause.
I just don't have to anymore.
Wait a minute.
I just don't
that
have
didn't
to
sound
anymore.
right.
Fighting is out. I'm grown now, as my mom says. It's unbecoming of a lady. Thanks, Mom.
Well, I'm a man.
So this is a good question. I'm going to manipulate the question a little bit.
Okay.
Do you believe you should love people according to your love language or to theirs?
To theirs.
Explain.
It's like, if I love you and I speak 15 literal languages, let's say I speak English and I speak Japanese and I speak Spanish and I speak Russian and I speak German. I have all of these languages, but you only speak English. No matter how much I speak to you in 14 other languages, you will not get it. It will not make sense to you. You let's say I even mix up the 14 different languages. It doesn't matter how great I am because, oh, look at me, I can speak 15 languages. It doesn't matter how accomplished I am. Wow, I speak 15 languages.
Nobody cares.
None of that matters. The truth is, if you're not speaking the language that this person understands, it's falling on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So if you don't love that person according to the way that they need to be loved, you're not ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Because you're still selfish.
Ooh. It's
kind of like the question that you asked when you said, what do I bring to the table? Well, what I bring to the table is the ability to see what the table needs. So if everybody's bringing turkey, I'm not bringing a turkey. In fact, I'm going to say, hey, baby, just so you know, they're bringing a turkey, they're bringing a turkey, they're bringing a turkey, they're bringing a turkey. Now I'm going to orchestrate. Hey, Brenda, I saw that you planned on bringing turkey to the table. We already have that covered. Could you bring some stuffing instead? Yeah, Sarah, did you need us to bring anything else? Yes, we'd love drinks and ice.
The turkey's going to be dry.
Period. Period. You know, and then I'm going to call Susie, and then I'm going to call, Anissa, and then Athena, and then Helen. I'm going to call everybody and make sure so that we actually have a full meal at the table. My biggest, what I think one of my big, any feminine woman is the ability, this is rule number 1, and it's in our book. What's rule number 1, Anissa?
Seek the need before it is desired.
Speak the need before it is even known, and then answer it. That's what I bring to the table. The table will always be full, rocking with a me. And so it's the same thing inside of our love. You should study your partner the same way you study how to do your job, the same way you study how to do well in school, the same way you study that sport you love watching. You learn the things that you love. And if you love your partner, then learn them. Not, oh, I know how I like to be loved. Like, how arrogant of me to say, I know what I bring to the table. I bring money. I look good. Okay, that's okay. But what's needed?
Yeah.
Because none of that's going to do nothing when we're talking about we need food, So I just, in that aspect of things, I think it's very important to understand and learn your partner and then be willing to do the work, because that's the work.
I feel like because a lot of people are in relationships because they suffer from warm body syndrome is the reason why they can't get there.
Break that down, because we've said it before, but for the new ones that have never heard it.
Warm body syndrome is I
should have coined it.
Yeah, it's the inability to be alone. You have become accustomed to sleeping next to somebody, being next to somebody, being with somebody, so much so when that person dissipates for whatever reason, you just have to fill the void with somebody else. You cannot take the time to let the side of the bed cool down. And I've literally met somebody who was actually trying to date me, saying that they literally cannot sleep without somebody laying next to them. I said, no, I can't.
Not me.
Yeah, I can't do that. Because I'm not about to be laying up with you every night. What are you saying to me? And like, you need to heal. And again, Black men go to therapy. Everybody goes to therapy. If you feel like when the silence is too loud and you're by yourself, you need to go to therapy because your brain is too loud. And I think that's what the problem is. People think that therapy means like, oh, there's something psychologically wrong with me. It may be.
And that's okay.
Do the work.
Do the work.
At least you have some type of base to know, like, this is what I'm dealing with. Like, if you are dealing with manic depression because of whatever reason, you need to find out, because you just over here thinking you just sad for 2 weeks straight. But no, there's something psychologically going on with you. Go to therapy. Yeah. Go to a psychiatrist. I literally just told you like 2 weeks ago, I just found a psychiatrist because I even want to know what's going on with me. It's just like, I can't. At some point, you have to hold yourself accountable, even for the things that you didn't do to yourself.
Yeah. And for I feel like where I'm at in my life is, even when people say things that may just feel like mean, like, why'd they even say that? Like, where do you even get off saying that? Now, where I used to be like, I know this heifer didn't. Now I'm like, but is there validity to it?
We just had that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's validity to it, it might hurt.
Because I didn't like it. When what you told me, I did not.
I ain't even talking about that. That's a whole different situation. But that happened too. You know? And it's literally like, but is there validity to it? Everybody can get mad about what was said. Everybody, but the truth is, there's truth to it.
Yeah.
And a hit dog will holler.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm not gonna be like, dang, I can't believe this person said that, or I can't believe this person did that, or I can't believe. I'm gonna say, dang, is there truth to this? And then I'm gonna consult with the closest people to me and say, is there truth to this right here about me?
Yeah. So would you date somebody that has mental health issues? Like
I know they have mental health issues before I date them?
Let's say both. You find out before or after. Like, what is your...
If I find out before, no, you could be my friend. I don't. Well, that depends, because it goes back to potential, right? Potential in action or potential in theory. Are they doing the work?
Yes.
Maybe, but honestly, I don't.
Like, say if somebody had bipolar 1.
I don't know what that is.
That means they are in a constant up and down state. Like, one minute they're happy, the next minute sad.
Probably not. No. But also, I feel like be my friend.
Yeah.
That's how I feel, to be honest. Just be my friend.
I just feel like, do you feel like men and women can be platonic friends only? A lot of people feel like men and women cannot be friends platonically.
While I'm single, sure do.
Somebody asked, you have a very great way of addressing issues in conversations to discipline your energies the way you are so content, so calm. Obviously, you had to build this character, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that didn't come from...
I'm telling y'all, if I got my sister on this call and we had a conversation about how I used to be, like when I first moved to America and I slipped and fell into entrepreneurship, and one of the things, network marketing is actually what I started in. And one of the things they teach you, I'm so grateful for this grooming ground. They teach you to work harder on yourself than you do anything else.
Yeah.
And so inside of that, what I learned was I had so much work to do. But it's funny because if I called my sister, Lauren, and I were to say, look, I'm about to rob this bank.
What?
I might go to prison, but I really think I could get away with it. She'd be like,
are you crazy?
We need guns? What masks we wearing?
Lauren?
Who's the driver? Lauren is ride or die. You hear me? Ride or... we gonna figure it out one way or another. But when I called my sister to say, hey, I started this new company. I'm really excited. I'm going to build and make money and change our lives and create generational wealth, all of these different things. And we're going to work on ourselves and we're going to be positive. My sister was like, where's my sister and what'd you do with her? Because we were wired to be negative. Not that we were negative people, but it's almost like working on yourself. That never came. No, it was just a no. It was definitely just no. So now I use my powers for good and not bad.
I'm so happy we choose for the greater good.
Yeah, I don't want to go to prison. It's just not ideal.
Yeah.
I'm from Canada. I'm from Saskatchewan, Canada. I just saw that question. Yeah.
Somebody asked, should women, especially Black women, give nerds a chance when it comes to dating?
Yes. Those are the best ones.
Nerds are the best. I'm a nerd.
Those are the best ones.
But I'm a woman also, so I guess this question doesn't apply to me. But I love a nerd.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest.
So do you
nerd
consider
ever saw.
yourself a sapiosexual?
Yes.
Me too.
For sure.
100%.
Like, if you can't turn my mind on, we already know I don't need somebody to look good. What can you do for me? What could you, what are we talking? I don't understand, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I very much feel like having intellect is such a superpower. It's so attractive because then you can also teach me something. Like, I'm very well read and well versed. And when you can teach me something, it's like, oh,
yeah, teach me. I love it when a man can be like, hey, I want to show you something I learned in the Bible today. Open your Bible today. I'll be like, yeah.
I had somebody most recently say, we were talking about the podcast, and we know there's a lot of really amazing things that's happening with the podcast. We know that here, and we're not going to talk about it till it's done.
Yes.
But I had a person that was literally like, it's incredible. Literally just speaks so much life into what I need to be doing. And I was like, I've never even thought of that.
What do you mean?
Like, it wasn't even a thought. Like, the vision that this person had for me was so astronomically different from what I could even imagine. Like, it was so big. It was so big. And it was like, dang, you're right. And it's the same amount of work. So
that is a great question. What's our time at, Kenny? Jesus Christ. Okay.
Response or one more question?
We got one more question.
Well, we have a lot more than one.
We have a lot more than one. But, what mistakes have you learned from in your dating life? That's a good question.
I've learned, don't rush it. There's no rush. Happily ever after starts when you're actually happy, not when you meet a person that you choose because society tells you that you should.
Yeah.
I learned from what mistakes I've made in relationships. I've learned that, yeah, I can be right, but it's better to be happy.
So would you sacrifice your willingness to be right for the sake of the greater good?
Yeah. Because ultimately it doesn't matter.
What do you mean doesn't matter?
Honestly, when I'm in a relationship, I feel like oftentimes, like really and truly, like oftentimes, I'm a seed planter, right? Anyone that knows me knows that. I do that with romantically, platonically. I plant seeds all the time. And you get to decide whether they grow or not. But I know what would make sense because I'm learning you. I'm planting seeds according to what you've told me you want, right? So I'm right in alignment with all the people that are close inside of my life. So for me, with a man, when I plant these seeds, I'm trying to think of where was I going with this? What was the question?
My God, I was listening so hard. I was saying, what did I just ask you?
Do you remember the question, Kenny? Oh, it's been a day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ultimately, it was something. Maybe they could tell us in the chat. But ultimately, when you're planting seeds with a man, I forgot. It's gone. Squirrel.
Man, listen, it's been a long day.
I tried it.
I guess we can go to the reaction videos now. I sent you quite a few, but I think we only have time for 2.
Okay. Which one?
Oh, your mistakes. What were your worst mistakes? There we are. It came back. I'm sorry.
What were my mistakes?
In dating.
A man. What was I talking about? Planting seeds with a man. I don't know where I was going.
So I asked you, do I sacrifice your willingness to be right for the greater good? Thank you, K Swagger 92.
Oh, yes. Okay. So if you ask me if it's the greater good, if I'm doing it for the greater good and I'm planting seeds, ultimately, wait, what was the second question?
Will you sacrifice your willingness to be right for the greater good?
Oh, yes, because I don't get recognition anyway. You know how many great seeds I plant and people win with what I tell them to do or how I plant the seed in that person. And then when they do it, it's their idea and I celebrate them like it's really their idea. And no one would have any idea the stuff that I'm moving and how I'm moving stuff behind the curtain. No one would know. I'm not in a relationship for recognition. That's not something that I personally need, or to be right.
What if the right in that moment, like you're not necessarily looking to be right, but you want to feel heard because it's a need that may not be being met, like it's not being met.
Ask me that in a different way.
So like you said, you have the willingness to sacrifice you being right for the greater good, but what if that sacrifice means that you're not getting a need, like your needs aren't being met? Like if you are having a conversation with your man, right? And you know he's stupid and wrong, and you know that you're right because you know what you need as a woman, would you still sacrifice the willingness to be right, even if it means that your needs are not being met?
No, because that's not about being right. That's about expressing my needs. And needs are different from wants. And being correct or right is different from, that the opposite of that is being wrong or incorrect. But how I feel in my relationship, I don't miss a chance to share how I feel because that's important to me.
Okay.
My needs, remember at the very beginning, okay. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that.
Will you ever okay, this is a question. If in the beginning of a relationship, all your needs are being met and then later on down the line, your man becomes lackadaisical in a way where maybe if you had 5 needs, now he's only meeting 4. Do you have that conversation?
Absolutely. I don't want to get complacent and comfortable in my relationship. I'm not interested in that. But I think that comes down to the mindset of the person that you date. Are you dating a person that's forever seeking evolution? Or are they just putting their best foot forward until they get you? And now, you've got to deal with this person you don't like anymore. So
how do you find out that you're dating a wolf in sheep's clothing? Because that's basically what that means.
I think it's the vetting process. And also sometimes some wolves are just really good. I mean, I got got, ultimately by a wolf's in sheep's clothing. And I didn't think at this big age, what do I look like dating someone with narcissistic personality disorder? But it happened. And he did a number.
He did something.
And it's okay. And for whatever reason, I needed that lesson. I needed that experience. And that was one of the best lessons that I learned, which was stop rushing. Because if you rush, you often don't do it right. Also, take sex off the table. You find out who you're dealing with very quickly. Yeah, well, for him, he waited a hot damn minute. But it's not even about that. It's literally just stop rushing. Vet your person. I believe people rush because of this goes back to the video that I saw of you a long time ago that made me say, I can't wait to meet this woman. When you were on that other podcast, we ain't about to. And you were saying you were rushing trying to go down that aisle because your dad was sick. You want your dad to see you walk down the aisle. You want your dad to meet his grandkids one day. And even though I don't relate to that, I can understand it. Because another thing, women have a clock, we do. Although there's plenty of women in their 40s, my mom had me at 42 that have children, so it just depends on if you take care of yourself and all these other things. But I also believe that society pressures people to just move fast because we live in a fast society. We can fly to 3 cities in one day. Yeah. We can do everything from our phones. It's so fast, and it makes us lose the reality of life. Just because the world around you is fast doesn't mean that you have to be fast. Slow down. Yeah, slow down. Like my mama said, stay away from them fast girls. Actually, my dad used to say that. Yeah, but it's just but at the same time, it's why are the girls fast? They're fast because they believe that their only value is in what they can physically give a man. Sad. It is sad. But there's more, and that's why we're here. Yeah. Because we are raising the next generation, or this level of what it looks like to be a high value. Yes, we're raising the bar. Yes, for sure. Because people need to know that you don't have to be what the world tells you to be. No, you shouldn't. Yeah, but a lot of people are.
We talked about that a little bit on about baddies and all this other stuff. Like I can't wait. We talked about these things.
Eaten alive. Hey, to my givers, I just where am I? Here. No, I love 3. Can I be on 3? It's my favorite camera. Hi, 3. We have a podcast episodes, plural, that are coming out on a different platform, and we are going to be eaten alive.
Yeah.
Okay. When I tell you eaten alive, they about to eat us alive. Now, I spoke my truth. I said what I said, and I meant what I said, and I don't want to take it back. But when it happens, if y'all want to jump on and defend our honor, you know, if it's by the time that comes out, this will be in the description below. Click in the bottom, click this little link right here in the bottom below and check out that episode because episodes.
Yeah.
Because your girl's about to be dead on the internet.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Okay, we can go to response videos. I feel complete with these questions.
Okay, this is gonna be, we got like one more. Oh, thank you. My Instagram handle is Ms. Sarah Fontenot, MSSarahFontenot. So what you see in the tagged one. Okay, let's see. Why is Dr. Bryant not married? Watch full episode. Okay, that was another Nick Cannon. I don't want to do him. Man humbles OF girl on the podcast, and she called him disgusting. Okay, so let's see. Man humbles OF
tell you this,
girl.
if you ask this young lady, is she intelligent? She'd look you dead in your eyes and say yes. If you ask her, does she have manners? She'd say yes. But she's been interrupting and she's been rude and unruly this whole time, which is why I have to address it. Because too often guys will look at her and say, you know, she's attractive. I want to smash, and because they want to smash, they're about to start tap dancing and like being real nice, and because they've never told her the truth, she doesn't even know the truth. Recently, I was in Mallorca in Spain, right? I met this gorgeous Romanian chick, and she says, hey, how old do you think I look? I'm over here with my video editor, you heard me? I got her on, she texted me on IG, she said, how old do you think I look? And I was like, bro, how old do you think Shorty look? He was like, bro, she looked like she at least this age. I was like, yeah, I agree. And he was like, what you gonna say? And I was like, not that. That's the point. You get lied to, then you get smashed and dashed, and at the end you're wondering why, because you have no sense of reality. And why does the lie work on you? Because you want to be lied.
Hold up now. I don't agree with that. He had me until he said you want to be lied to. I don't want to be lied.
But that's you. We talking about her.
I think I don't think we want to be lied to. I don't think that.
I feel like people like to be fed into their own delusion sometimes. Because the Lulu is the Salulu until it's true. I understand what he's saying. Like, for instance, how any OnlyFans girl to think that she is a high value woman and you want men to validate that. That's delusion. And you want somebody to be like, yeah, girl, you're high value. You selling your coochie everywhere, but you high value. You see what I'm saying? People want, so they cannot feel ashamed about what they do.
I think I agree with you because people would rather project a false facade of who they are instead of being who they really are in fear of being accepted by people that don't even really care about them in the first place.
Yeah.
And so what they do is inside of that projection, they build a wall between by all like just all of the things, a wall between who they actually are and who it is that they want to be. And everything in this space in between is a 1,000 foot tall wall that's rounded by mines and grenades and guard dogs, and they never actually get to a space because they've been lying for so long, making these little deposits for so long that it grows so big over time that it's almost impossible to actually be yourself. And so I get it. I understand why people want to be lied to, because the truth is the truth that you'll never be able to get to your real self until you face your true self and tell the truth about yourself.
It kind of reminds me of a Venn diagram. You know what that is?
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah.
Not do I know what that is.
I'm sorry. We're geeks. I mean, I haven't said a Venn diagram since school. So, but yeah, it's like who I think I am and who I am really. And then you got the little piece
Part
in the
middle. Yeah.
That's the Delulu part. Like,
can we put a Venn diagram on the screen? Can you mark that, Kenny? I need a Venn diagram on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody asked, what makes someone high value?
Someone that has values. I think someone that understands I think exclusivity, I think self-awareness, self-discipline, self-respect, self-care, self-acceptance. I think these are all things that make you high value. And I think it's also important to understand that what's high value to me may not be high value to someone else. In fact, they absolutely may not want it. I'm speaking to the majority of high value, masculine, high earning men. Mm-hmm. That's high value to me, you know, because they're certain and they have purpose and they know who they are and they know where they're going and they have a barometer with God and they have an integrity point. And, you know, and in their past, they probably did smash everything and that's okay, but they're not anymore. And they're ready to really stand for their family and be a good man. You know, I feel like certainty and leadership and love and compassion and emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, respect, you know, understanding, like there's so much that goes into it, but these are all real values. Not you're a high value man because you tall and fine and you make $250,000 a year.
That doesn't make you high value
at all.
Do you believe you can be high value without a high number in your bank account?
No.
Dang, you said that so fast,
No,
Sarah.
I don't. I think you can be valuable, but high value means you have to have influence in all the different ways.
And each aspect, financially, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
And energetically. And if you don't have the finance part, how for me, when I think of high value, this is the example that I used earlier. If everyone is a diamond, we're all valuable.
Right.
But there are those diamonds that are so rare and hard to find.
Like blood diamonds.
Sure. That's sad for those people that die getting those diamonds. Yes. There are those diamonds. They're so rare. They're so hard to find. All of the things. And then when you also pair that with the diamonds that may not be as valuable, most of those are ground into little baby pieces and they fill other pieces of jewelry. Still valuable, right. Still necessary,
right? But
they're not the same as a VVS1 cut ground diamond or even a lab diamond, right? There's levels to the game. So for me, when I think of a man, it's the same thing. I've said this before. A man that makes $60,000 a year isn't able to do as much for his family or the community as a man that makes $600,000 a year, which isn't not able to do as much for his family or the community as a man that makes $6 million a year or the man that makes $60 million a year. But if they're all good men with great character and women have choices just like men have choices, why would she choose that when you don't have to? Because you have to remember, one of the biggest parts of value for women is safety and security. And provision is a part of that. Just like for men, one of the biggest parts of masculinity is a visual aesthetic. So if you know that the visual aesthetic is not there, if you know that you it's like, well, what if this woman is absolutely incredible? She cooks for you, she cleans for you, she does all the things that you absolutely love, but she's on her way to the gym right now and is excited to drop 150 pounds. Would you choose her? Most masculine men, and it's not about whether you're big or small, and I don't want people to get lost inside of the size of things. I just want people to get inside of the psychological truth of things, the innate nature of things, right? Most masculine men that have a ton of options aren't choosing that unless they're fetish sizing. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean, and let me be clear, that's not me saying that heavier set women are not incredible, they're not beautiful. I'm just speaking to the reality of a male. Kenny, do you agree? Because you're a man. I don't want a man to weigh in.
You got to do what's best for your genetic potential. That's in our book.
It's in the book. Go ahead.
Just ask that question one more time.
Would you choose a woman that needs to lose 150 pounds on her way to the gym if she brought you everything else that you loved?
If she's determined and wants to get it
done.
Don't
you dare lie on it's giving. We do not lie on this podcast, Kenny. We do not.
We're not saying that heavyset women aren't beautiful. We're not implying that. We're just saying that high value 1% masculine men
wouldn't choose that.
If there is 100 women in a room and
he has the option of all of them,
and then like 2 of them are morbidly obese, he's going to choose the one that is healthy because he thinks about His legacy.
children,
Yeah.
There's two sides though. So like me personally, from my own personal
I
experience,
feel like you about to lie.
I have no.
You about to be classy like my mama.
No. From my own personal experience, I have not dated a heavyset woman. A little chunkier, nothing crazy. And then my lady's pretty fit. So with my other friends, I have friends who date only heavy chicks.
Yeah, I know people
Would they
who
consider themselves high? No, not would they. Would society consider them high value, high earning masculine men?
See, that's a great perspective. I'm going to say no.
There it is.
I'm going to say no.
So we're not talking about them. We're talking about the 1% of the 1%. The 1% of the 1% are not, you don't have to. It's just like, I don't have to choose the man that makes $60,000 a year. And there's nothing wrong with that man. And I think that's the problem with society. Men start to say, oh, well, now thinks she's better than, or why is it that she's all about the money? No, the truth is I have more options because of the way that I've positioned myself. The same way that a man that makes money has more options because of the way that he's positioned himself.
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. I want the answer, Kenny. Would you date or choose a woman that gives you all the things that you love, but needs to lose 150 pounds?
No.
That's just the answer.
No, because I want you to be in that same mindset and you ready to go. Like you already did your part. Like for me personally, I already lost. Like at one point I was heavy, so I was close to like 300 pounds.
There's no
and then
way.
I lost. Yeah, I mean, you didn't meet me at the time.
Glory
and I
God.
lost over 80 pounds. So I can imagine heavier set Kenny versus not heavy set Kenny, what the lady would choose too. So they're like, I'm going to wait till he's done. Versus while he's already still fat and heavyweight, I'm not going for that.
I guess it just depends on your perspective. I would date a man who is in his fitness journey. He cannot be obese because I don't like dripping sweat on me.
You're a woman, Anissa. We value different things.
Mm-hmm.
Femininity wants security and safety. That's why you'll see beautiful women with men that are 40, 50 pounds overweight.
Mm-hmm.
You see it every single day.
Yeah, that's more common.
Every single day. Why? Because our first thing is not physicality.
Yeah.
For masculinity, it's the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Now, to go back to your perspective, like of a 1% high value man, all these like boxes checked off, huge chance, yeah, they're not going for a heavy set lady.
No, they're
Most
not.
times,
Some dudes
unless
who
it's
got
a
some,
fetish.
yeah, a fetish for sure. And then some of the dudes who don't check it off is between that's their. I've seen friends that's definitely their fetish.
I mean,
like they like heavy set women.
Yeah.
I just believe that for one, they automatically know that you're not going to be able to keep up with his lifestyle. He's on the move a lot. He likes to travel. He likes to do things that make him stay healthy. Like a lot of success, like my successful rich friends or wealthy friends that are in the high 1%, they are generally healthy and they move around a lot. They on adventures almost every month, every week. Like, and if like he doesn't want to be with a woman who just wants to sit in the house and chill.
But that's not to say that a heavyset woman just wants to sit in the house and chill. I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying you have to think about what they're thinking about. It's all about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not disciplined there, you're probably not disciplined elsewhere. How are you going to raise his children? It just comes back to science. It's like, look, right now, what I'm saying is the sun is yellow. Argue with your mother, the sun is yellow. Masculinity wants physicality. I'm talking about high earning, high value masculine men. We're not talking about your everyday Joe Schmoes, 9 to 5, clock in, clock out type of men. I'm not talking about those men who are also incredible men. I'm just saying the truth. Just like those men feel jutted because most beautiful baddies don't want them back because they don't make enough money, quote unquote, right? That's what that's the problem in society. You've got to know who you're talking to, you know? So for me, and someone said to ask you this question, Kenny, would you date a woman that has everything that you want that's almost pushing 40?
A woman that's pushing 40, like
if she has a body, she looks good, like a me. If your girlfriend was 36, 37, 38.
So age to me is not that big of a deal. If she's a grandma, I'm not dating grandma.
I mean, she said pushing 40.
Yeah, pushing 40 is perfectly fine for me. That's okay. Because I'm 32, about to be 33, so that's fine. If it was like 50, 60, then it's already out of my range personally. But 40 is okay.
Yeah.
Especially if you're mature. If you're an immature 40, hell no.
Right. So it's different. Like, and it's crazy because I know that people get frustrated when we start talking about an aesthetic. And I also know that I've been working out for the last 10 years. I've lost 36 pounds. I've kept it off my whole life. Not my whole life, but for the last 10 years, I've kept this 36 pounds off. And so people might look at me and think, I've never had a bad day. She doesn't know anything, this, that, and the other. Well, I was an ugly duckling my whole life. I was overweight. I was tired all the time. I had bad acne, all of the things, you know, all of the things. And still you can turn it around. There's someone that's going to find you attractive, period.
Yeah.
But beauty and an aesthetic is a part of high value for a man. For a high value, masculine, high earning man, beauty is just a part of it. Just like the sky is blue. And someone's going to come on here and say, well, the sky is actually not blue. It's all of the colors and it's reflecting all the things. Okay, great.
So this is the last question I want to ask. Somebody asked, so does it matter what society thinks?
No, it doesn't matter what they think, but wouldn't you rather use it to your advantage? Like why not beat the system?
A lot of people just want to break out of the matrix. They don't want to beat it. They just want to separate themselves from it.
When you beat the system, you break out of the matrix.
Oh, okay.
So think about it this way. I think it's fair to say that all of us in this room have a very specific way of thinking.
Of course.
I think we're kind of outliers, to be honest.
What is an outlier?
We're different. We go against the grain.
Okay.
Right? And so inside of us being out, would you guys agree? We're all outliers?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. Pardon me. So sorry. Pardon me. Inside of us all being, wait, what was the question? I got distracted.
Doesn't matter what society thinks.
So inside of us being outliers, the fact that we're so intentional about working on our craft, the fact that we're so intentional about bettering ourselves and being the best version of ourselves gives us better opportunities, right? It's the same thing with attractive people. If you know you need to go to the gym, don't wait for someone to tell you. You know how you feel in your clothes. You know how you feel.
For sure.
This is the thing. Society is going to judge you one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Be dope. Be your own self. Break out of the matrix, but give them the illusion.
Yeah.
Because now you've won.
Mm-hmm.
You beat the system.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'm talking at people or around people or whatever it may be, but I just feel like if you have the cheat code, if God gave you the cheat code, why wouldn't you use it?
I agree.
That's just how I feel.
I feel like more people need to grasp being a part of the world and not of the world. Those are two different things. Like, we live amongst each other every day, but that doesn't mean that I have to agree or sign to what you think is right.
I don't subscribe to almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. And I'm like, don't put me in a box.
Yeah.
Don't put me, because at any moment that my mind changes, it changes, and I'm okay with that. You know? So it's giving outsiders, period. Yes. Right. Authenticity is dope, and people love those that own who they are. Facts, actual facts. Sarah ain't lying about the weight thing. Look how they treated Lotto. I don't know what that means. But
we don't
I don't know if she was
means.
heavy or not. Is Lotto a girl?
Lotto, the rapper.
Is that a girl or a boy?
I think they meant Lizzo. They're saying they meant Lizzo, not Lotto.
Oh yeah, Lizzo. Yeah.
Lizzo is a heavyset singer, while Lotto is not.
Like, because now
is Lotto a girl?
Yeah, Lotto's a girl. But we're not talking about Lotto. They meant Lizzo. So Lizzo in the beginning, she owned this whole "My Biggest Beautiful" and I feel like she was because she didn't start it. She was the continuance of "Fat is Beautiful." And maybe your face is beautiful, but there's nothing beautiful about you being morbidly obese.
It's just unhealthy. It's not that it's not, because some people love it. I don't
That's
know.
Weird.
I mean, some people love it.
That's weird.
I'm not here to say it was beautiful. I'm just here to say, if you want a high value, masculine, high earning man, you got to play the game.
Yeah.
You got to.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
On a side note, I'm about to get my smile done. Can I just talk about this for a moment?
For sure.
Guys, your girl's getting her smile done. Now, before I get eaten alive, and actually, by the time you guys see me next, my smile will be done, because this is about to happen. I love my smile. This is my disclaimer. I'm telling the world, I love my smile. I think it is so pretty. Look at this. These are my real teeth. But the thing about it is I have so many fillings in my mouth that are mercury in my molars. And we just called my dentist and I'm going to do the whole journey of why.
Set off metal detectors.
Well, you cold. It's a cold world. But essentially, Kenny, what did they say when we called the dentist? Do you remember?
They said, Sarah, your teeth is busted.
They said you busted.
They said your teeth busted, homie.
That's pretty much what they said. They said I have a filling between my two front teeth, and it chipped slightly. And I always play with it. And essentially, I know now I'm like not gonna lick my teeth anymore. It's gonna be so weird.
The givers are tight.
Are they? What are they talking about?
They said, "Don't do it, Sarah. What's wrong with your smile?
Nothing.
Don't change anything."
I have to.
They said, "No, don't do that."
Of course, everyone says that. Everyone says all of that. But this is the
Let
thing.
her do what she wants.
Yeah, I'm grown, so I'm gonna do what I want. But this goes back to I know who I am, right? I don't care. But what I do know is I have to replace this filling, and apparently we have 5 surfaces. So this is for you guys at home. If I told y'all I was a dirty kid, okay? So I have a lot of cavities growing up. I haven't had a cavity in 15 years, but I have a filling in almost every molar. I wish we could do a zoom in of like, I'm going to do a video so they'll just see it. All the mercury in my mouth and this. But apparently my front teeth right here where I have a filling, these ones, you only have 5 surfaces on your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It only goes to 5.
Mm-hmm.
My filling is 3 surfaces deep in the front and around it, which is why if I take this filling out, I have a whole little, like and it's time to replace it because it chipped. So they told me in order to fix these 2 teeth, I have to get.
So are you getting veneers?
Yeah, I have to.
Oh,
on my 2 front teeth.
I can't really. Oh, I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Now I have beautiful teeth. I'm not gonna lie. I love my smile. But oh wait, you can go back to tight because I'm gonna do this.
Oh my God!
First of all,
I didn't see that. I thought it was just on one side.
No, I have so many. Okay, I love my teeth, guys, but it's not healthy to have mercury in your mouth.
They said switch it from ivory. Besides using mercury.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I can't have and your teeth are directly correlated to your bloodstream. That's why when things go wrong with your teeth, you can literally die.
Yeah.
So I say all of that to say that now y'all saw it. I love my teeth. I'm getting it done. I'm replacing all of them. Okay. The metal detector started beeping. You see, this is why I don't mess with y'all because I'm trying to play me right now. And the truth is I'm just letting you guys know because I'm very transparent and I really appreciate that. Where's my friend? Sinali? Love the transparency. You don't owe us anything. It's true, but I am just very backstreet. Okay. The back teeth are atrocious. You see? This is why y'all.
He was the main one saying no, don't do veneers, and then he see what we talking about. He was like, "Oh, wait a minute!
Look at all these black marks, black cat, black square, black Negro.
God,
this is why I don't rock. This is why I be doing what I'm doing.
Somebody said, "Damn, you got bad teeth."
Period. So I'm really excited. I'm about to do all this work in my mouth. So when I come back looking brand new. Yeah, I did it. Okay. And I'm going to vlog the whole thing. So everyone will see it on my Instagram. You guys are going to see if they said can you tune in the hot one?
Yo, the internet never loses.
I'm telling you.
I mean, it is what it is. The truth is, this is my point. Like I just don't need to have this in my mouth anymore. So I'm grateful. I'm sharing. I'm doing what makes me happy. Thank you.
Come on, y'all. Y'all get off my girl now.
It's okay. They can talk to me. I don't mind. There's no shame in my game.
Somebody said teeth like Dame Dash Sabretooth. Chill out. I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean?
So Dame Dash went viral the other day. For his dentures fell out on live.
Shut up! Shut up!
They're saying don't get dentures basically and do a Dame Dash.
Oh no, he got dentures.
Bro, his dentures popped out on live.
No, really?
That's really unfortunate. Yeah, so I'm definitely not gonna have that. That can't happen. But I am really excited. I'm gonna vlog my entire. Actually, let me know in the comments, guys. Should I vlog this entire experience?
Yes.
Do you guys want to know where I'm going?
Yes.
Do you guys want to know how much it costs?
Yes.
Like, do you guys want to kind of know all of the things, because really and truly, I say it all the time. I was a dirty kid, and obviously now you can probably believe me.
And if anything, that's hopeful, because I promise I will walk into Sarah's place, y'all, and she'll be like, my place is such a mess. And I'll just be looking around like, where's the mess? Where? And she'd be like, right here, right? I'm like, Sarah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So for one, I admire you for your growth.
Thank you.
And you give me so much hope. Not saying that I'm a dirty person, y'all, but I'm one of those Black people where we lived in homes. Like, it wasn't the tidiest, but it looked lived in, and there was a standard, like, and some things just don't bother me. Like, if you could understand the things that I had to sit in, like going to people's houses, like people having roaches and stuff, like you are the furthest from messy, not even close.
Thank you.
So I admire you for being so transparent with just your journey, because I feel like a lot of people are ashamed with, like, whatever they choose to do to enhance themselves, because they feel they're going to be judged.
Ain't no shame in my game. I talk about it. And also, someone said, do I think being tidy makes you high value? Yes, absolutely. I do. I definitely do. But with that, I feel complete. I don't think we have time for responses, right? That's like an hour and a half, huh?
Yeah.
That was long.
That was.
Well, guys, thank you so much for jumping on. As per usual, guys, if you have not yet, please make sure to get subscribed. Hit that button so that you can get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. If you've made it this far and you are interested in enhancing your femininity, then make sure to get that ebook below, guys. It is fire, okay? Major shout out to Shot by Anissa on the mic. What's up, baby?
What's up, Sarah? What's going on?
You killed it today. Thank you,
baby.
Yes, and we got Who is Kenny V?
Who?
What's up?
What's up, givers? Yo, again, Sarah already said it, but make sure you get that ebook, fire. Make sure you go to Instagram, follow. Go to Facebook, follow.
Mm-hmm.
Go to YouTube, and make sure to subscribe and get it popping with the givers. And I think y'all need to get ready, because there's gonna be an event we're gonna have to do soon too.
Oh
man, listen, get the video bonus too.
Yes.
If you like me and Sarah's dynamic, because they say we love the co-host thing, sure.
Yes.
It's very much giving our solo episodes.
Yes. And we'll come back. Please put your question in my question box or inbox it directly to It's Giving if you guys still have more questions, and we will get to it. We could try to get to it for the next time. Kenny, Who is Kenny V, make sure to check him out. And guys, if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you. But you got to do something about it. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.